News Radio 700 WLW.
So what is going on the Texas border these days, Rock?
Well, a lot, and as in a lot of people. There's upwards of 15,000 migrants. Okay, and this is like just in the city of Del Rio, right, which is like 3 hours west of San Antonio. In the pictures and the media that's out there, which isn't a ton, it's amazing to see that amount of people trying to cross the river and what's happening. Are they being sent back? Are they coming into the country? Do they have COVID? Do they not have COVID? A lot of questions.
And we've got an attorney who has dealt with many of these issues in that part of the world. Naim Sakhia, well, thank you. First off, my partner and I both were discussing this. How did all these Haitian immigrants get to this stage of the game?
Yeah, Haiti's 2,000 miles in an ocean away. Yeah,
correct.
Yeah, so I'll give just a little historical background of that. There's something called the temporary protected status, which basically means that the U.S. government decides that if there has been a natural calamity or severe political unrest or economic meltdown in some parts of the world and their citizens are already in the U.S., legally, illegally, whatever status, going through removal and all that, they are given a temporary protected status that for a period of time, which usually ranges from a year to 2 years, they will not be sent back to those places because of the calamity, because of the political unrest and all that. Back in 2010, there was an earthquake in Haiti, and they have been given that temporary protected status over the period of time up until the last declaration was in May of this year. And then in August of 2021, again, there was, August 14th of 2021, there was an earthquake. So the signal went out there that if people from Haiti can cross over, even though the declaration which was issued in May necessitated that people have to be already in the U.S. to qualify, this is in the hope of the next declaration like that, because an earthquake happened, an assassination of the president happened, political turmoil is happening. So all of a sudden, these people who had left Haiti back in 2010, they were living in Central America and different countries, they started coming towards the United States.
Okay, so
and this is what happened.
So you're saying they've been over here for years and years, going back from the earthquakes and all that, right?
Not here. They were in Central America.
Central America,
Chile,
gotcha.
In Brazil, places like that.
Right. So now, how does this pertain to the Trump's Remain in Mexico policy? Now, that was removed by Biden, but then what? There's a bunch of recent court rulings order that be put back into implementation, correct?
Yeah, so that was for Mexican nationals, so people who were not Mexicans but coming over from different countries, not including Haitians. Haitians are given this temporary protected status. People from Central America have not been given that status. So that is a very distinct group of people who is trying to come in. And Haitians, as I explained to you, they are hoping that there will be next declaration of temporary protected status, and they want to come in.
So again, just to be clear, like you can cross the border if you prove you're a Haitian citizen, but you cannot if you're anything else, Central American or otherwise.
Well, even Haitians cannot do that. I'm just saying that the messaging which was going out, or the way it was being received by them, just because Haitians in the past have been given temporary protected status as recently as May of 2021, and after that there is a calamity like an earthquake which happened just last month. There was a message which was being circulated among this diaspora that if you are able to make into U.S. now, hopefully there will be another announcement granting temporary protected status, so at least you will be able to stay. The issue is, can they be allowed in when they show up? And obviously they cannot be done. I mean, that is something which it ballooned in such a quick manner. Just to give you an example, this Saturday, the day before yesterday, there were like 14,872 people under the bridge in Del Rio. Just a week before that, it was only 400. So within a span of 8 days, almost 14,400 people showed up, and they were very well coordinated. They were coming through these different routes which were being advised to them through different people who belong to Haiti, perhaps, or who are facilitating them coming or traveling through Central American countries. So this is very different from what we are seeing at the Mexican border for people coming from different other countries and trying to enter into U.S.
But who paid for it? I mean, the 2,000 miles and a whole ocean. You can't cross that in a rickety little boat, right? That someone had to have physically paid for them to get here.
How they got to Central America.
Yeah, and that is so interesting. AP reporter talked to somebody who actually was trying to cross, and this gentleman was coming into U.S. with his wife and one child, so a total of 3 people. And he, now this is, I don't have any way to verify this, but AP is saying that he told the reporter that he paid $12,000 to smugglers to help him get through this journey. And this is kind of strange that you can spend $12,000 to come into U.S. and then claim that, you need assistance. It just makes no sense, at least in my mind.
So how does this resolve itself? Do you see the administration giving these people the pass they're looking for, or
no?
Because once I was going to say, once this kind of word of mouth spreads like this, it just seems like it's going to build on itself.
Yeah. So now the force is, the message is being sent to tell them that they will not be allowed in, and in fact, not just that, but they are also being put on the planes and being sent back. So starting Sunday, which was yesterday, they started running these flights, charter flights, about 6 every day, and perhaps more will happen in the coming days. They are claiming, meaning Border Patrol is claiming, that they were able to remove about 3,000 people just yesterday, and by next week they'll be removing all of them.
All right. Well, thanks for the input, Naim. We really appreciate you talking to us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you much.